Good morning, students. In history, we have already started chapter 3, ruling the countryside. In this class, we see the topic the Blue Revelation and after. The Blue Revelation and after. In March 1859, thousands of ryots in Bengal refused to grow indigo. In the previous class, we have seen the two systems, Monroe system and the another system, Rayati system. Indigo on the land of the Rayat. Under the Rayati system, the planter forced the Rayats to sign a contract and agreement, Satta, and they have to refuse. Now, what happened after Blue Revelation period comes? In March 1859, thousands of rayats means the planters who plant the indigo plant in Bengal, refused to grow indigo. As the revelation spread, मतलब उन्होंने बड़वा करा, विरोध करा, rayats refused to pay rents to the planter. Planter, those person who give the rayats to grow the indigo and attacked indigo factories armed with swords and spears, bows and arrows. Now, what happened? Those riots were attacked directly, gone to the indigo factories with sword, spears, bows and different armed with arrows. Women turned up to fight with pots. जो women थे वो पोर्ट्स लेकर डायरेक्टली फाइट करने के लिए चले गए. पोर्ट्स, पैन्स एंड किचन इम्प्लीमेंट्स. Those who worked for the planters were socially boycotted, and the Gamastas, agents of planters, who came to collect rent were beaten up. जो प्लांटर्स रेंट कलेक्ट करने वाले पर्सन थे उनको मैन एंड वुमेन ने विद जो उनके साथ आर्म थे उनसे बिटन अप करा, मारा. एंड रयर्स वुड they would no longer take advances to sow indigo nor be bullied by the planters, Lathians. The Lathi wielding strong man maintained by the planters. Why did the indigo peasants decide that they would no longer remain silent? What gave them the power to rebel? Clearly, the indigo system was intensively oppressive. But those who were oppressed do not always rise up in revelation. They do so only at times. In 1859, the indigo rayats felt that they had the support of the local jamindars and village headmen in their rebellion against the planters. In many villages, headmen who had been forced to sign indigo contracts mobilized the indigo peasants and fought pitched battles with the Lathias. In other places, even the jamindars went around villages urging the rayats to resist the planters. These jamindars were unhappy with the increasing power of the planters and angry at being forced by the planters to give them land on the lease. The indigo peasants also imagined that the British government would support them in their struggle against the planters. After the revolt of 1857, the British government was particularly worried about the possibility of another popular rebellion when the news spread of a simmering revolt in the indigo districts. The lieutenant governor told the region in the winter of 1859 the riots saw the tour as a sign of government sympathy for their plight. When in Barasat, the magistrate Ashley Eden issued a notice stating that Rayers would not be compelled to accept indigo contracts. Word went around the Queen Victoria had declared that indigo need not be sold. Queen Victoria had declared that now no need to sow the indigo. Eden was trying to placate the peasants and control an explosive situation, but his action was read as support for the rebellion. As the rebellion spread, intellectuals from Calcutta rushed to the indigo districts. They wrote of the misery of the rayers, the tyranny of the planters, and the horrors of the indigo system. Worried by the rebellion, the government brought in the military to protect the planters from assault and set up the Indigo Commission to inquire into the system of indigo production. The commission held the planters guilty and criticized them for the coercive methods they used with the indigo cultivators. It declared that indigo production was not profitable for the rayers. The commission asked the rayers to fulfill their existing contracts, but also told them that they could refuse to produce indigo in future. After the revolt, indigo production collapsed in Bengal, but the planters now shifted their operation to Bihar. In Bengal, इंडिगो जो प्रोडक्शन हो रहा था पूरा कोलैप्स हो गया, इसका फिनिश्ड हो गया, मतलब खत्म हो गया. बट द प्लांटर्स चुप नहीं बैठे, उन्होंने क्या करा, नाउ दे हैव शिफ्टेड देयर ऑपरेशन, मीन्स जो ग्रो करना था इंडिगो को डायरेक्टली बंगाल से ले गए बिहार. विद द डिस्कवरी ऑफ सिंथेटिक डाइज in the late 19th century, their business was severely affected. But yet they managed to expand production. When Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa, a peasant from Bihar persuaded him to visit Champaran and see the plight of the indigo cultivators there. Mahatma Gandhi's visit in 1971 marked the beginning of the Champaran movement against the indigo planters. Here there is one word, Gomasta. Gomasta means agents of planters. Here is a one case study, indigo making in the West Indies. In West Indies, how they are making indigo in the Caribbean slave plantation. In the early 18th century, a French missionary, Jean-Baptiste Labat, traveled to the Caribbean islands and wrote extensively about the region. Published in one of his books, this image shows all the stages of indigo production in the French slave plantations of the region. Now, those here you see the slave work for their masters. What they are doing? Slave workers putting the indigo plant into the shelter. What means one type of basket on the left side, and after that another worker is churning the liquid with a mechanical churner in a vat. Second from the right, first here, second here. One collect the plant here, one by one step you can see, and two workers are carrying the indigo pulp hung up in a bags to be dried. फिर वो सुखाने के लिए लेके जाते हैं वहाँ पल्प को, इंडिगो पल्प मीन्स उनका जो मावा होता है गुद्दा, उसको सुखाने के लिए लेके जाते हैं. In the foreground, two others. Then two more workers are mixing the indigo pulp to be put into the molds. फिर जो मोल्ड में डाई बनाने का होता है उसमें वो जो इंडिगो पल्प होता है उसमें वो मिक्सिंग करते हैं. And the planters is at the center of the picture. Here is a person standing is called planters. Standing on the high ground supervising the slave workers. He was supervising all the work, how the workers do make the planting of making of indigo. In this picture, figure 14, making indigo in a Caribbean slave plantation. Here our chapter is finished. You have some deadline that you have to write down in your notebook. I just give you have to copy down and write it in your notebook. Okay, deadline. Now, chapter 3. Standard 8. Deadline. Write down here. Make parting. Here date. 12th August 1765. What had happened in 12th August 1765? The Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of the Bengal. Write down. The Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal. Next, second, 1707. What had happened at that time? A terrible famine that hit Bengal. A terrible famine that hit Bengal. Next, at the time period 1786-1793, Lord Cornwallis was the Governor General of India. Lord C-O-R and Corn W-A-L-L-I-S Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis was the Governor General of India. Next, 1792-1827. Two system was launched. First, this time 1792 to 1827, the Rayyati system. Rayyatwari system, or another name Rayyati system. was introduced. In Madras and Bombay presidencies. Next, 1793, Lord Cornwallis introduced the permanent settlement system. Lord Cornwallis introduced the permanent settlement. (1826), Thomas Munro was the governor of Madras. Thomas Munro was the governor of Madras. 1822, the Mahalwari system was introduced. 1822, the Mahalwari system was introduced. And last, 1859, the indigo cultivators rebelled. The indigo cultivators rebelled. Now, children of standard 8 in history, chapter 3, you have to give the topic date line. Okay, and this you have to copy in your notebook 2 times. How many times? 2 times. And learn very well. Thank you very much.